everyone, and happy time zone! Ditty Bird, Haven the Raven, and welcome back to Elden Ring Catch Flame Only. So today starts the grind for Mohg. I'm giving myself 4 streams for this, and then I'll step back away from Elden Ring. Reason I definitely will need to step away from. Oh, okay, I must have. That's fine. I'll send this back down, but I don't think I'm gonna actually need it. Let's just do that. We all know I'm taking damage. Okay. Ow. Yep. That is crazy, actually. How did I manage to break his poise there? Oh my. Oh my. Ow. It's going so well. And then I did something wrong. No, we're just gonna. Ah, hey! I hit dodge. Well. I'm so losing this one, but this is a good one, actually. This is actually a pretty good run. Hello? Well. Yeah. Yep. Oh man, I just realized how loud Mohg's, hold on. I just realized how loud Mohg is right now, so let's turn that down just a bit. I forgot that the Elden Remembrance actually just looks like the Elden Beast. Do I have any... No, because even if I did have armor that was better for fire, specifically, it's the physical damage I'm dying to. Actually, I wonder if that torrent glitch still works. Like, I'm not gonna try it unless I'm kind of at my wit's end. But it is worth considering, I think. Really? I know better. What do you mean that? Yeah. I mistimed that quite a bit. Mohg is tough. Like, Mohg is tough normally. So, again, I don't know if it still exists, but there used to be a glitch where you could just kind of fall into the void and everything in Mohgwyn Dynasty would just stop existing. Again, I'm not gonna even attempt it unless I'm at my wit's end, but it might be worthwhile. Really? Incinedorf. Incinedorf, what the fuck? Back off. Nice try. Ow. Hey! No. Mohg. I've already lost this run, but Mohg? No. You know what? That was actually kind of fair. I got greedy. gonna not do that. Really? Alright, come on, Mohg. What you gonna do now? Really? I should have been safe, but okay. I hit dodge. Hey! I already don't guarantee have enough to kill you. Get back here!
Is mine.
Oh, Alphax! Hello! How are you today? Yes, this is the Mohg I was talking about. As you can see, I'm not doing a ton of damage to him. I can do the amount of damage I'm doing is honestly kind of pitiful. I should have gotten hit there. Oh my. Want to do more damage, start calling names? You know what? That's fair. But let's be real here. This guy got screwed over. Oh my. I honestly want to know... Oh my. How did I not get hit? Oh, hello, Bran! I guess you could call it a masochist run. Ah! We're just not gonna go near the fire. You can have that corner. I don't want it. I hit dodge, but okay. Oh my. I'm using fire Because that's what this run is about. I hit dodge. Why did you not dodge, Incinedorf? This is a starter spell only run. And honestly, I have to say that while Catch Flame generally does better against bosses, it is not as good overall as Magic Glintblade was. Hey. Yeah, I know I'm not the only one that does gimmick runs. Oh dear. I got greedy there. Why? But hey, gimmick runs are still fun. Oh my. Ah, damn it. I was close to phase 2. Erpter? I'm sorry, I have to laugh at Erpter. It is required. Yeah, I have actually beaten the game. I was expecting Radigan and Elden Beast to take a while, but they ended up taking 1 attempt. Total. Oh my. So now I'm just trying to get access to the DLC. Joke's on you, my aunt can't even spell my real name. Or, well, my government name. I have a weird relationship with names. Partially because nobody can ever spell it right. Are you kidding me? Thank you for the lurk, friend. Oh my. It's one of those funky spellings. Like, once you know how to, what you're looking at, you can sound it out. But because of the funky spelling, people, just in general don't. Why did I do that? You know what, just kill me.
It is mine and mine alone.
People can sound it out when they see it written, but they have a hard time going the other way. They have a hard time spelling it from sound alone. Which means that the only time I really saw my name spelled correctly was when I did it myself. My teachers couldn't spell it, the administration couldn't spell it, my aunt can't spell it still. And she's known me for all 23 years of my life. 7. I'm not telling you, I'm not giving you any more hints, it's just 7 letters. Yeah, 7. I answered that too quickly, needed to count, double check. Yeah, I've seen letters rearranged. I've seen letters forgotten. I've seen the name completely butchered and none of the letters are even accurate at all. So you can misspell my username and it really wouldn't bug me. I'm used to it. I can't tell if that was luck. I messed that one up. Ow! No, no, no! Damn it. Honestly, if I can get myself to a point where... Oh my. I can reliably get to his phase 2, then I can start comfortably using rune arcs. They gave me that name because they are just as nerdy as I am, and they like the book character. I don't even think I've ever actually read the book. I didn't even have to ask for that. They're proud of naming me what they did. The only base game major boss or remembrance bosses I have not beaten with this run are Mohg, Melania, and Rykard. The Godskins were a big enough problem that I actually went on hiatus so that I could beat them. Plassey and Malekith were both quick. Gideon took me 2 tries. Godfrey took a little while, but eventually, once I got him down, I got him down. And then Radabeast was honestly ridiculous. Just how was Radabeast easier than the Godskins? Why? Why did this take me only 1 attempt? I don't think Rykard's even possible with this. So I'm not even going to attempt that. I did Rykard with Magic Glint Blade, and I'm not doing that again. At least, not for the foreseeable future. Melania with this spell turns into a staring contest. So I'm gonna have to come back with DLC stuff to make that less painful. Which really just leaves Mohg. Again, once I can comfortably get him down to phase 2, I can start using rune arcs. What am I doing? I may have to turn this one into kind of a staring contest as well. What are the easy ones to punish? Because I am getting in a lot of hits, but at what cost? Thought I was safe there, but oh well. Oh my. Why did I jump? Oh no. Thank you, health regen. No. Ah, damn it.
Is mine and mine alone.
I really do want to know what Mohg was actually like before this. Because I get the feeling that Mohg would be perfectly fine with the Tarnished just running around. Oh, boy. Mikola is a capital T topic. How familiar are you with the lore of this game? Because I want to know exactly what I have to cover in order for Mikola to make sense. Nothing. Okay, you don't know anything. No, that is fine. That is actually perfectly fine. Just tell me.
Is mine and mine alone.
So the general plot of this game is that the Elden Ring was shattered. The Elden Ring is essentially the code that this world runs by. It dictates all of the laws in the lands between. And it was broken. The Elden Ring was held by Queen Marika the Eternal. And Marika, I've also heard it pronounced Marika or Marika, was... She used to hold on to the ring, and she had a bunch of kids. These kids were the demigods. Of the demigods, there were 3 that had the potential to succeed her. Ranni the Witch, Malenia, and Mikola. Now, while Ranni chose to forsake the gods entirely, Mikola and Malenia chose a different approach. It's implied that at some point Mikola did... All of the demigods are siblings. Every single one of them. Even if it might not seem like it at first. But yeah, Mikola and Malenia were the closest. Or at least Malenia was apparently the closest to Mikola. I don't know how much of that was genuine. Malenia kind of just went along with anything Mikola did. There isn't much in the way of agency from her, as far as we've seen. Like, she was an incredible swordswoman. And I'm sure that she did a lot of things for herself in her youth, but after the shattering, it's hard to tell how much of what she did was for her and how much was just what Mikola wanted. Meanwhile, Mikola, while there is some evidence to suggest that he tried defying the gods at some point, eventually chose to essentially follow in Marika's footsteps and essentially try to do what she did, but better. Problem is, for that, Mikola needed a consort. And here's where I'm saying that Mohg has already been through the ringer. Mikola's chosen consort was one of their other brothers, Radahn. But for some reason or another, Radahn rejected him. It's not exactly made clear how or why, but we do know that Radahn did not actually choose Miquella in the end. Some people speculate that maybe he would have chosen Miquella at some point. But I am honestly of the opinion that it was completely not his idea. Or desire. So, Miquella sent Malenia to assassinate Radahn so that he could store away Radahn's soul for later. And revive him to be his consort. Why I say Mohg has been through the fucking ringer is because Mohg is the chosen body that Miquella wants to shove Radahn's soul into. And in order to make that more likely, he essentially brainwashed Mohg into kidnapping him and made Mohg obsessed with him. And keep in mind, we did not know any of this context prior to the DLC. So up until the DLC was released and everybody found out about Miquella's true colors, everybody thought Mohg was a predator. So I really want to know what Mohg was like before all of this, because from what we've heard, just spoken about him in general, he was actually pretty chill. But that is pretty much all the context you need on Miquella for this situation. Does that make sense, Alphax? I probably should have checked to see if ads were going. Oh well. Okay. Yeah, it is crazy how fast everybody's opinion on Mohg did a complete 180. Oh my. Poor guy beat the allegations in the worst way possible. Yeah, I saw that coming. Like, I genuinely think that were it not for Miquella, Mohg would have been kind of like Ronnie, and yeah, just go ahead, do your tarnished thing. Here's my bravery. Oh my. But in the DLC, there's actually, or well, every demigod has some follower or another, or some, or well, maybe not follower, but some interaction that adds a little more context to how the people in the world see them. Interestingly enough, the two that we don't get that with are Melania and Morgon. With Godric, we have Gostock and Kenneth. Like, Kenneth will at least mention Melania, but solely in the context of Godric bowed to her, which makes it more about Godric than about Melania. Nefeli will also add a bit of context to Godric if you talk to her beforehand, stating that his foul practices tainted the very limbs. Renala has Muriel. Is it Muriel or Miriam? Whatever. Renala has Turtle Pope, as well as EG in some respect. Well, okay, Renala's not technically a demigod. She's the mother of some of the demigods, though. Ronnie has an entire posse. And is the one demigod most likely to actually speak to you. Oh dear. Rykard has Tanith. As well as that one spirit that asks you to kill him. Radon. Oh dear. Oh dear. Radon had Jaren. Oh, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. Sorry, sorry. I'm mostly just rambling to myself at this point. Radon's kind of an interesting one, because while he technically does have two NPCs, one of them isn't exactly a reliable source. Because he has Jaren and Freya, but Freya... Oh my. One of them's lying about something or misunderstanding Radon entirely. And I get the feeling that it's Freya, simply based on the fact that we know Radon rejected Nicola. great! My freaking... It went down. My damage went down. That's not good. Because Jaren will tell us to kill Radahn to preserve his honor. Because if he was to die, he would have wanted to die in battle. Freya will tell you that Radahn has to honor the deal he made, or his agreement with Miquella. And if Radahn was willing to honor that, he wouldn't have been assassinated to begin with. She also says some things that are very contradictory about a world of war and a world of kindness being the same thing. Which, no. Just no. And granted, Radahn is kind of a contradictory character himself. We know for a fact that he has some idol worship of Godfrey, who was a warmonger. However, at the same time, Radahn was shown to genuinely love and care about his men and his horse. I think that if his horse passed, he would have just laid down arms. Because he absolutely loved that horse. He learned magic. He learned to control gravity and stop the movement of the stars so he could keep riding his horse. Although, actually stopping the movement of the stars may have been an attempt at stopping Miquella from getting to him. That could have been his idea of a restraining order, now that I think about it. Considering the Karian fate is bound to the stars, and Radahn was Karian. So yeah, recap. Godric has Gostock, Nefeli, and Kenneth. Radahn has Jaren and Freya, though I feel Jaren's a more accurate way, or a more accurate glimpse at what Radahn was like, just based on what everything else says about him. Rykard has the entirety of Volcano Manor, though I think the most accurate glimpse at Rykard himself is the dead guy that asks you to kill him. Rennala and is extremely linked to Ranni. And they essentially have an entire posse. Jaren also kind of weaves in, or also kind of falls under the Rennala category. Morgott, interestingly enough, has a scene with Godfrey, but we don't actually see them interact. We just see Godfrey holding his son's corpse. Which shows he did care, but Godfrey was definitely a better parent than Marika, because Marika threw Morgott and Mohg into the sewers and just kind of left them there. Godfrey, at least, is implied to have cared. But still, I don't know if I'd really call him a good parent. And he was more than willing to leave them behind. But Melania doesn't actually have any NPCs that really get her. We sort of get what some of her views might have looked like through Millicent and Gowry, but they're just as unreliable as Freya. Are you kidding me? I actually have to wonder now if that was on purpose. Hey? Oh dear. I have to wonder now if it was on purpose that anything we got as for a glimpse into Melania's life was unreliable or linked to text and not spoken through a character. Fuck, we get more context on Godwyn. And he's dead before the game starts! And then there's Mohg, who... is actually a really interesting situation as far as his followers go. Your first encounter with one of Mohg's followers has the guy insulting you. But if you go... oh my. If you go through with that guy's quest, however, and become a follower of Mohg yourself, then at least until you decide to completely and utterly betray that trust, he's nice, if a bit obviously manipulative. He'll speak of Mohg like a parent, or like a child speaking of a parent. He'll talk about how much Mohg loves his followers.
Is mine.
Oh boy.
Mine alone.
that one guy, Vare, will talk about how much Mohg loves his followers. And honestly, pretty much everything we know about Mohg, even before we actually head into the DLC and we learn how much he got fucked over by Miquella specifically, really just says that he wanted to be loved and that he wanted to love others. He went about it in, honestly, a disturbing way. This is still a religion that centers around blood, after all. But he genuinely loved his followers. And after we get into the DLC and meet Ansbach, who is, by the way, one of our biggest allies throughout the DLC, provided you don't betray him. Ansbach will tell you that Miquella really twisted Mohg's mind. Ansbach himself ended up under Miquella's mind control because he was trying to free Mohg from it. There is genuine love with these followers. Like, it's a fucked up religion, but it is one built on genuine love. And that's kind of why I'm like, I really wish I got to see what Mohg was like before all of this. Because how solid of a guy do you have to be for society's outcasts to come together and genuinely love you? Even with all of the blood stuff. Oh my. Honestly, there's some demigods I really wish we got to talk to, because I think they would have been perfectly fine with us if we'd met them before all of this.
Is mine and mine alone.
Mohg and Radahn, I think, would be perfectly fine with us. Mohg might be a little annoyed that a Tarnished went through all the hoops to become one of his followers just to ask for his Great Rune. But at the end of the day, I think he would have been fine with it, as long as we didn't do anything that would jeopardize his people. Rykard, I think, would be an unavoidable kill, because that guy was a bastard even before the snake thing. Pretty much everything points to Radahn maybe wanting a duel, but otherwise being utterly fine. Melania, I honestly don't know about. Because that would have just depended on what Miquella wanted. At the end of the day, she was probably the one most vulnerable to what he had planned. I don't think we could have talked Mikola down from his schemes. If even his literal other half couldn't talk him down, I doubt we'd be able to. Mikola literally threw out half of his mind. Oh my.
Is mine.
And yeah, sorry, Alphax, sorry. The lore dump is mostly just me rambling to myself. In this case, I didn't mean to overload your brain. I'm sorry. Pretty sure Godric would have been unavoidable just because that guy always wanted power and recognition. Actually, wait, how much? It takes me...
Is mine.
This might actually not be possible with 7 blue flasks. Where does this... Which story? Because there's a few. There's the main story and the DLC, but generally with the demigods it ends with them dead. If they weren't already. Or sometimes even if they were. Why do we have this border down here? There's no border up here. The base game story ends with us taking over this place over here. We either become the new ruler of the lands between with Marika as our well, while I think we're technically Marika's consort, but at the same time we may have more agency than she does at that point. We can become Ronnie's consort and literally just leave. Or we can burn the world down. I am a big fan of souls in general. Flasks. I hate that I have to go down to, or might have to go down to 5 healing flasks. This is bad. But I can't afford to sacrifice any damage here. But I am a huge fan of Souls in general. I've mentioned this before, but my first Souls-like was not actually a From Software Souls game. Yep. My first Souls victory was with a game that wasn't even from Software's catalog. If I hadn't played that game, Code Vein is the name of the game, I wouldn't have gotten into Souls at all. After that, the first one I actually beat was Bloodborne. After Bloodborne, I beat Dark Souls 3. Then I think I actually got Elden Ring, and I can't remember if I got Elden Ring first or Dark Souls 1. I think I got Elden Ring first, and then I beat Dark Souls 1 later. And then I got Demon's Souls. Or, well, the Demon's Souls remake. I really want to play the original of that, but oh well. Then I got my hands on Dark Souls 2, and the last one I played was Sekiro. I can see why you dropped Bloodborne. Bloodborne is a really cool game, but it has some annoying mechanics. You missed Enotria? I will be going back to Enotria relatively soonish. Oh my. Why did I do that? Or wait, were you saying that I missed Enotria in my counting? Okay, yeah, in my chronological order. Wow, just kill me. I've taken 2 minutes to recover.
Is mine and mine alone.
As far... Enotria was my second non-Souls game. I can't exactly remember when I got that chronologically, but I believe it was before I got Dark Souls 2. Bloodborne... I hate genuine consumable-based items systems. If you run out of consumables, you have to go grind. And they based the entirety of Bloodborne's healing and parry system around these consumables, and then added inflation. So... yeah, I love most things about Bloodborne, but the consumable system is just so obnoxious to me that I don't play it as often as I do the others. There is a grind dungeon in Bloodborne. And it is technically an exploit. It is technically an exploit, and my stance on that is you shouldn't have to rely on an exploit for anything that isn't a challenge run. Challenge run, I'm fine with using exploits and glitches, because sometimes it's just not possible otherwise. But, if a normal playthrough is going to encourage going into an exploit, what are we doing? I like Bloodborne, don't get me wrong. It will always have a special place in my heart as the first actual Souls game that I beat. Not Souls, or as the first FromSoft Souls game that I beat. However, I do not play it as often as I do the others, mostly because of the consumables. Might go back and do a consumable only one of it, though. Just at some point. Or, wait, no, the... Hang on, I should do some math here. It was 77 that was the damage I ended up doing at Mohg, right? Ow. I forgot to account for the change in his phases when I was doing my calculations. What did you say? Ah, okay. Unfinished bosses, I did not. We're gonna actually take a moment to do some math here, because Mohg's Phase 2 kind of threw a wrench into this, and I'm actually not sure that's possible at all at this point. Because Mohg Phase 1, I'm doing 153 damage to per cast. If his resistance had stayed the same throughout all of that, I would be roughly fine, I think, with 7 blue flasks. But with my damage being halved in Phase 2, I actually don't think this is possible, and I need to do some math. Oh, Catholic, hello! That actually was not... So, this word will get you flagged because I kept getting bots. Is an 80% resistant in Phase 2. I thought it was just across the board. I already knew he was incredibly resistant in the first place because I was only doing 150. I have 70 faith, and I'm doing 153 damage per tick in Phase 1. Considering I was doing like 700 against Radigan alone, I thought that the 153 was with the 80%. That was on me. 77 damage. I don't know if that's doable. I'm going to have to look this up, and if I... yeah, generally it is just stream boo, but I actually used to get a lot of add me to Discord bullshit. Like people trying to slide into my DMs for some reason. And I just didn't want to deal with that. I may end up changing that bot's parameters because of that. But how you doing, Catholic? Alright, so hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so 17... You are doing well. I am. Issue being, I'm not good enough at dodging to forsake having a healing thing in the Flask of Wondrous Physic. You would think that having the whole phrase would work fine, but sometimes specific words actually just slip through. It slips through anyway. Like, I'm not good enough at dodging to go with the flaming tier over the defensive buffs I have in my physic. And Golden Vow wouldn't really be worth it because this is a quantity over quality thing as far as... Shoot. I completely lost my train of thought. I'm trying... I don't even remember what conversation I was in the middle of. Nope, you are fine. You are fine. I am trying to do 4 things at once. I should know better. I'm not good enough at dodging to forsake any defensive buffs at all. And Golden Vow, because of my build being quantity over quality, because this is a starter spell that I'm using, those aren't nukes. I can't guarantee that I'll actually be able to get a ton of value out of the buff because it uses up some of my mana, and if Mohg decides to be a little shit, then I won't actually be able to do much to him. The buff will end up running out before it gets to be terribly useful. As for what you're going... Or as for what you're asking... Sometimes people will, like, the best viewers on Stream Boo will actually slip through despite Nightbot doing its thing. It'll also... yeah, I genuinely don't know why, but sometimes Nightbot will outright ignore things, which is why I have as many catchwords as I do. I also don't know if Nightbot will even deal with full phrases. I'll have to double check that. Anyway, Catholic, do you happen to know at what point Phase 2 starts as far as Mohg's health goes? Actually, let's keep an eye on that. I'm gonna try and get to Phase 2 and then go from there. What? Come on, Mohg. Oh my. Because it's about half health. Yeah. Honestly, the easiest way for me to do this is to figure out how many casts it takes me to get into half health and go from there. Oh my. I hate how inconsistent that is. I am about that specifically. I believe I've used 2 flasks. Oh my. Ah, damn it.
is mine and mine alone.
So... I think that's about 3 full bars to get him to half health. Would you say that, Catholic? Yeah, about 3 full bars. So 17 times 3, and then how much does he heal back up to? So he heals back up to 75%. May I trouble you to do some math here for me? Alright. I need you to find, just online, what Mohg's maximum HP is. And then find what 75% of that is. You should be able to find it by multiplying it by 0.75. Or, well, you should, yeah. You should be able to find the percentage. Oh my. That. Oh my. Why am I like this? Why am I like this? After I die, I'll work that. I'll do some calculations with that. Okay. Alright, 13,792. We're going to divide that by 77. I would need 180 casts. Okay. Holy shit. In order for this to be possible, I actually need no healing flasks whatsoever. And I have to not miss a single cast. Because how I got that was I divided the 13,000. Okay, so 13,792 divided by 77 is 179.12. Which I'm rounding up to 180 because, yeah, that's needed. But 180 divided by 17 is 10.59. That's 11. They only give you 4 flasks, and if I'm using 3 flasks, roughly... Or, wait, no. If I'm using... okay, I could go in with 1 healing flask, but that's still... That's if nothing misses. What the actual fuck? I might actually have to try and no-hit Mohg for this to be possible. Because if I go in with... My gosh! And with numbers like that, this is why I don't bother with offensive buffs and whatnot when it comes to starter spells. In order for this to be possible, I either have to no-hit Mohg, essentially, which... Oh my gosh. Or I have to go through and see if that despawn glitch still works for him. I wonder if that's been patched out. Because I'm genuinely considering it now. And it's not like I don't have a decent amount of health. I have 60 vigor. But it doesn't regenerate. Actually, let us... It is way weaker. But let's see if this helps. I'm still medium load somehow. Okay, nope. Royal Remains only works at low health. which doesn't exactly help against that. Okay. Fuck. Let's see, I had Lionel's, and then Bullgoat, and then Lionel's again. And I think it was the Silver Tear Helm that I had. Which actually might be worse in this case. Because while it's better against fire, it's not really the fire that's doing me in. This also means I have to wait to pop my heals at all until phase 2. What? Come on, I hit dodge. Discount.
Is mine and mine alone.
Fuck, I think I swallowed a coffee ground. Alright, let's see if a rune arc helps at all here. Nice try, Mo. I hit dodge. You can have the middle of the room. I don't want it. Ah, crap. That was on me.
Is mine and mine alone.
This is going to be rough. I feel like I should Well, the only great runes I have are Godric's Radons and the Unborn. I think I do actually also have Morgoth's, but that just increases my health, which isn't as useful as Radahn's overall. So I didn't go to the tower for that. I could technically pull out the raw meat dumplings. Actually, hold on. Hold on. My saving grace may be prawn. Elden Remembrance, you are being used so I can buy seafood. Blackguard, here we go. Didn't even buy me a full stack of prawn? Come on, Elden Beast, what good are you? Oh, wait, no. Crab is the better one, even. I spent it on the wrong thing. That's embarrassing. That is actually quite embarrassing. I wonder if they stack. Either way, it wouldn't have bought me a full stack. You know what? Let's go grind a little bit so I can get a decent amount of crab. Because I think each one of these guys gets me like 3 crab. Oh, fair enough, fair enough. Have an excellent day, Catholic. What? Why are you antagonizing the bots? Alphax. Alphax, why are you antagonizing my bots? Oh, no, it's not me that I'm worried about. I don't click links. It is not me that I'm worried about when I'm talking about links being a risk. It's the people that don't think about that and then turn around and blame me. And I just don't want to deal with that. Still not enough for a full stack of crab. I'll take a look at the clip at another point. Might I ask what section you clipped? Come on. Wait, what? I can clearly see that it's a clip of my channel. What? Thank you, Catholic. Thank you. And obviously I'm gonna do it off stream. I'm just curious if you clipped the rhyme or my offense at the Elden Beast not even being worth a full stack of prawn. That'll have to do, I guess. I don't anticipate I'll need all that crab. But it could come in handy. Pardon? There's bravery, and then there's reckless stupidity. And watch on stream with the audience? Ah. This is not the first time I've been accused of being an AI. And once again, it is over something completely and utterly ridiculous. That's not even enough letters. Oh, come on, Mohg. I have to play this really carefully. Damn it. I forgot the crab. I bought the crab and then forgot the crab. I forgot to crab! How did I forget to crab? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. We're not doing that, Mohg. Oh my. No, no, no. I do not want to be rained on, thank you.
Is mine and mine alone.
Why are you like this, Mohg? And now I must know, does the prawn stack? I probably should actually check the values in order to check that, huh? Stop making it rain! Nah, we're not doing that, Mohg. Nope. Honestly, once I actually get into the DLC, the only boss that's going to be an issue is the Mesmer, I think, as far as my damage is concerned. Oh my. Oh my. No. Nice try. Oof. Hey. Oh, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. Have an excellent day, Alphax. Ah! And
Mine and mine alone.
wonderful. Mohg, why are you like this? Alright, let's see here. Defense, physical, 136, 27. $136, 42. 38. Okay, so they do not stack. But that's actually not as big of a decrease as I thought. Prawn will work if I need it to. I hate that claw. The claw is annoying. Nice try. Come on, Mohg. Ah! Sad part is, I am getting better, just not consistently. Nice try, Mohg. Nope. Nice try. Ow! Hey, 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 hey. We don't do that here. Or, well, I suppose you do. Why did I do this? Ah! Get away in time. Mohg no heals is fucking ridiculous. Okay. Let's see if I can at least get to phase 2 this time. Come on, Mohg. No. No, 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 Mohg, Mohg. I don't like the change in the weather, Mohg. Ah, please stop making it rain, Mohg. What? I forgot to crab! I have once again forgotten crab. Why am I a mess? Okay, let's just get this off of my screen. Why did that not hit?
Is mine and mine.
Don't forget the crab. Yeah. Yeah. I need to not forget the crab. Also, prawn is only like 4 points weaker than crab. So it wasn't a total waste of rooms. I can't believe I keep forgetting the crab. Damn it! I hate the claw. Mohg. Okay. No, that was a good one. Ah. Okay, Fen, why are you stinky? Actually, that might have been the cats. Alright, back in. Yeah, no, the crab claws I'm fine with. At least in this game. And Otri is a whole other story. But this guy's claws, I am not. Because I have trouble dodging them. Nope, that didn't work. I need a reliable way to dodge his claw. Because sometimes rolling back works, sometimes rolling forward works, sometimes rolling to the side works. But it's never consistent. And I don't know if that says... more about the timing of that, or about... what do you mean that didn't... Why did you not dodge, Incineroar, if I was hitting the button? I messed up. I messed up. That wasn't bad, though. That really wasn't bad. No, I happen to not be a big fan of the rain, and I didn't bring an umbrella. Seriously. Why did I do that? That was dumb of me. I don't think Crab is actually helping. Like, sure, I'm taking a little less damage. But not enough to make it really worth it. Fireproof dried liver would normally be fine. I never got the recipe for that, actually. But... Huh. This fight just goes on for so long because of my damage output. Which just makes Crab one more thing to manage. I might be better off not relying on it at all. Because if I'm not relying on Crab at all... then I'm honestly just more worried about not getting hit. Which I feel is a much better stance to have in this fight. Why did I stand close? Oh, I'm out of magic. Nope, no, thank you. Nope, we're not doing that. Surprised I actually broke his poise with how slow I'm actually taking this. I can pretty consistently get him to duo. I've only actually managed to get to phase 2 once, though. Okay, this is bad, and I'm actually gonna do this. If I can consistently get him to nihil, then I can start using rune arcs without much worry. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, okay, that helps, actually. Why did I do this? I just messed up badly. Gonna get close. One moment, I gotta plug in my laptop, and then we'll give this another go. That was actually a really good run. Okay. Okay. That was sad. I actually did pretty well there. Come on, Mohg, let's dance. What? Incineroar. I feel like phase 2 is actually going to go a lot faster than phase 1. Despite the fact that I can't I do half the damage. The reason I think that is because of how aggressive Mohg's phase 2 is. Mohg's phase 2 is hyper aggressive, and because of that, I'm pretty sure I can manage a few things that way. I think I'll actually end up getting more hits in on Mohg's phase 2, despite the damage drop. Oh my. Why did I do that? well. I hit dodge. I swear I hit dodge. I don't know if I'm gonna get a run as good as that again. That one where I almost... Come on. What? I'm hitting... Just go.
Is mine and mine alone.
Okay, so I apparently really lost my rhythm there. I hate that this looks doable. I hate that this looks doable. Stop making it rain, please. Ow! I am hitting dodge.
Is mine and mine.
Okay. This is getting a little ridiculous, honestly. Come on, Mohg. Should head back downstairs. Really? Or stay on the stairs. Might actually be a very good defensive option. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. We don't do that here. Oh my. Why did I do that? Back up a bit. Come on. Pretty sure if I get hit again, I'm dead. Yeah.
Is mine.
Yep, knew it. Knew it. I can pretty semi-consistently get him down to duo. I think duo might be the best time to pop the flask. The physic. Honestly. Because at that point, I've already gotten hit a bunch. And it gives me some time to potentially heal up before Nino. Come on, Mohg. Can you stop standing in the fire, Mohg? Oh no. I don't know how I survived that. But we're gonna take it, and we're just gonna roll. Come on, Mohg. No. How did I stand for you? Okay. Come on, Mohg. Oh my. And we're just gonna go all the way over here. You're gonna have to get close to me sometime. And that gives me a little bit of time to regain some health. I hit.
Is mine.
I hate when I hit dodge and then my character doesn't dodge. Even when I'm going from idle. I don't know what's up from that. I could kind of understand if it was from a cast. It's annoying, but there is a chance that some of those "why did you not dodge" situations were just me hitting the button too early. But from idle, oh, come on. Nope. No, we just don't. Are you kidding me? I don't know how I knew he wasn't doing anything there, but we're gonna go with it. I really don't want to be stuck casting during one of these combos. I have 2 more casts. Yeah. Yeah, that was 2. 1 more cast now. Didn't have a choice there. Damn it. I can never get an accurate read on the range of that claw. Like, you think you're fine. And then it explodes and it turns out you're not. This guy. Oh, hey! Hello! How are you today? Nope, 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 nope. I am actually also sleeping. What? I couldn't even properly see it because the camera was behind the tombstone. So we have realized that Mohg actually needs... I can't go into this with heals. So I'm doing this mostly healless. I have the Flask of Wondrous Physic. But that is my only heal. Yeah, that's fair. is you just get the wrong amount of sleep. Problem with that is if I use the warming stones, I might not have the damage to deal with Mohg. That is literally the kind of situation I'm in here right now. I need some kind of heal to deal with the, with Nihil. Are you kidding me? But aside from that, I literally can't afford to run in here with heals. With the exception of possibly raw meat dumplings, but that is risky. Here especially. Yeah, warming stone the item. If I use those, I might not have enough damage to beat Mohg. Because it says in the description hang on, do I have any on hand, like at all? Yes, I do. Uses FP to continuously heal nearby allies. The problem is, I barely have... Okay, it's also an issue with the Starlight Shards. I have 5. And I don't think I can get more. I already had to use a bunch on Fire Giant, so I'm trying to save them. Especially because I may... Yeah, I had to use a bunch of Starlight Shards on Fire Giant. And I'm a little worried about potentially having to use them on Mesmer. I know Mohg is... Or, well, I'm pretty sure Mohg is possible. I just have to get good. Or if I get driven up enough of the wall, see if that one glitch to insta-kill him still works. I forget about his shackle. I don't know if it does.
It's mine and mine alone.
I can go grab it. Check. Thing is, though, it only works a certain number of times. I don't know if it works the same as Morgoth's Shackle in that it triggers an early phase 2 if used too often. So I do also have to be wary of that. Because once phase 2 hits, I go from doing 100 something damage to doing 77. believe it was over here. Yep. Oh hey, smithing 7. Yeah, knew I was dying. Figured may as well grab what I could. I don't know if the shackle damages him, but that is actually a pretty good idea. If it doesn't, then it's viable, but I do have to be careful not to overuse it. And I'm pretty sure that the shackles don't work in phase 2. I actually have never used Mohg's shackle before. I've used Morgoth's a couple times. But never Mohg's. It does not damage, that's good. Now for the other test. Does it trigger in early phase 2? If I use it too much. Oh, does it just stop working? Okay, so it only works twice per fight. That was definitely worth checking out. I might actually be able to use that to my advantage. Because he has one miracle I hate dealing with, and if I can get him to not use that miracle by using the shackle, that is wonderful. Or incantation, sorry. Or actually, maybe I should use it after I get Duo. Because I need... Oh my. Okay. Because I see Duo come out and I need to heal. on my part. Come on, Mohg. Really? Please, duo, so I can try the shackle out. There we go. Oh my, that's bad. I messed up. Alright, let's hope I've got enough. Oh, come on. That's the situation I'm dealing with. Like, and I know Mohg's shackle won't work in phase 2. So I pretty much just have... With that said... Mohg's shackle after the second counter is kind of a game changer, I think. I think that might actually make this a lot less of a pain in the ass. After the second, or after duo specifically, because that way I get some time to heal. Really? I did dodge. But I take enough damage that it's worth healing after duo. And that also keeps the barrier intact for phase 2. Well, for the phase transition. Step away from the pool of fire, Mohg. No, we don't do that here. Come on, Mohg. Okay. Nice try. Okay. Oh. I was doing so well, too. Don't know how I refrained from getting hit there. Nice try. Okay, cool. Okay. No. No, Mohg, I'm not very fond of rain. Or fond of rain. Okay, cool. I need to make sure you don't really get much in the way. Okay. I need a consistent method of dealing with the damn claw. This will probably be the last attempt for today. between did I do that? I knew it was stupid, and I did it anyway. No. We don't do that here. Mohg, no. Why am I here? I am so stupid. Why did I do that? Okay, I clearly need a break. My brain power is deteriorating in real time. And we're pretty much at the 3-hour mark anyway, so I am going to call it here. If you're interested in anything I've done up until this point, you can check out my YouTube channel. I try to upload stuff same day, and I group my runs by playlist so they're easier to find. I don't have... I think the only things I have marked mature are in Baldur's Gate 3 and the Dragon Age Inquisition series. So, you should be able to watch that stuff without YouTube being YouTube about it. If you're interested in seeing my announcements, I post them to my stories here on Twitch, to YouTube, and currently also to Instagram. If you would like to see my clips in an easier fashion, I post them to YouTube. Currently well, I really need to try logging back into TikTok again. I was bad and did not do that this weekend. When I get that sorted, I may start posting back to TikTok again. Or you can go on to Instagram. Links to all of that are in the chat now, though if you don't want to check any of that out, I do not blame you. If you've made it this far and are curious to see where I go from here, why not drop a follow? It takes but one button press, and you can always change your mind if you decide my content isn't for you. Tomorrow we will be continuing the Mohg grind. Wednesday is back to Darksiders Genesis with Magnifico. And Thursday and Friday are going to be Solar Ash. Let's hope that I actually don't end up causing myself to get motion sick. We are going to be raiding Tenten Karti. She's playing Bloodborne, which means I can actually stay for that. So, stay tuned for that if you are interested. That said, happy time zones, everyone. And I hope you all have an excellent day.